Hi guys, and welcome back to this tutorial. In the previous section we started to look at common mistakes and coding tips for C# when used with Unity. In this section we will start to configure our environment to be able to code the code, to use the code, that will help us to collect objects. So if you have downloaded the resource pack, there's a project there that is available that you will need to I suppose unzip and open. As you open it, you will find several things. So you're going to find different scenes, one called level 1, one called level 2. Okay, intro is whatever I've just created for the coding tips that I provided in the previous section. But again, you will have two different levels. So level 1 basically is a maze, and I'm going to show you basically what it does. Again, you should be able to navigate in this maze using a first-person controller. So again, you can turn around here and navigate relatively easily. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part is an island. And again, on this island, basically what you should be able to do is you can have different things such as an aircraft, a car, and another character controller that you should be able to use to navigate through the island. So again, you have these two different scenes, and again, what we will do is to set up a brand new scene. So it's going to be a test scene to see how we can basically actually I could use even the intro scene there's no problem. So again, I could use this scene or create a brand new scene, and again I'm going to set it up so that we have boxes which have a tag each, and the idea is that this tag will be used to detect that we can collect them. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a brand new scene. So again, I'm going to go to File and New Scene, and again it's going to be a 3D scene, okay, and create. So once this is done, you can see I've got a main camera and directional light. So again, I'm going to create a new game object that will be a cube, and for this cube I'm going to call it ground, but again you can give it any name that you want. I'm going to scale it again on the X and Z axis. Okay, once this is done, again I can double click on it, and again I should be able to see it in the scene view. So I'm going to double click on it. That's it. Okay, so again I'm in a 2D mode here. I'm going to click again. That will take me to a 3D view, and once this is done, again I'm going to do two things. If you look in the assets, I've got something called, I should have something called standard assets. In the standard assets, what I should have is something called characters. In characters, first person controller, and I'm going to go to prefab, and take a FPS controller, which is a first person controller, which is basically a camera moving around that you can move, but you're just going to see the camera, the scene through the lens of the camera. That's the first thing. The second thing, I'm going to create two boxes to be able to collect. Again, I'm going to create a cube right there, erase it up, and I'm going to double click on this cube, and that is the cube there. So again, to make this cube a bit more visible, I'm going to create a brand new material. So again, I've got a few materials there. I'm going to go to create new material. So again, I should be able to create and a material here, and I'm going to call it red. And again, once it has, I had already a material there, but which is fine actually, color red. So you can do as you wish. You can create a new one if you want, or use the one that's there. So again, there is one color red one, just to show you how to do it. Click here, select your red color, and again apply it to the actual cube. So again, take this and drag and drop it on the cube. Okay, so again, this is done. What you could do as well is, again, for your cube, duplicate it using Ctrl D or Apple D if you're working on a Macintosh machine. That will create a second cube that you can move to the left or to the right. That's done. The next thing that we will do is create a tag for these boxes. So again, a tag is there to identify them as a group. So again, I'm going to click on this guy here, click on Add Tag, and again, click on plus here. So I'm going to give it a name, so pick me. Okay, and again, what I'm going to do is select those two boxes and click on select pick me, which means that now the tag called pick me is applied to both boxes. You can see that if I click on the first cube, the tag has been applied to this first cube, and if I click on the second cube, the tag has been applied to the second cube. Just to show you that the scene actually works, again, I should be able to navigate using my first-person controller. So again, here, my boxes are there, and I should be able to move towards them now. Hang on a second there. That's it. Okay, now if you can't really see that, the movement easily, what you can do is you have a tile texture here. You can also take this tile and apply it, and again you will see that again it's kind of filling up the ground, and then it should be easier to see that you are actually progressing. And the keys again are WASD, okay, the usual keys to move around an FPS controller. So again, now you can see that you can move relatively smoothly over this surface, and that's about it. So again, I'm gonna just lower them a small bit. So again, as you see in this section, we've applied a tag to these boxes, and now what we will do in the next section is to detect what the player or the first-person controller is colliding with, and if what it is colliding with has a tag called pick me, we will then collect this object, which means that in gaming terms we will destroy this object and possibly increase the score accordingly.